Alright, what's going on guys? It's Almond. Welcome back to another Wizard101 video. In today's video, I want to talk about Monstrology. This whole video just gonna be Monstrology. And my thoughts on it, should you do it, and if it's actually worth your time. So, if you do enjoy this type of content, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that type of stuff. And join Discord down below if you guys haven't. So, let's get into it. So when it comes to Monstrology, I have a decent amount of experience now. I've done Monstrology for a while. I haven't done it recently, but I've been doing it for like, I think a couple months now. And I got a little bit into it. I have like housing guests and stuff like that underneath my house. I have like I think I collected all the Onis in like Mushu and like separate parts of the game. But yeah, I've done a decent amount now. And if it's actually worth your time, I think you should only do Monstrology if maybe you're like a collector in that sort of sense. I know some people do it for trading, and we'll get more into that towards the end of the video, but I think a good amount of people get into it. And there's actually a couple videos of Monstrology on YouTube already, but I even had plenty of videos lined up of Monstrology and how I collected certain animus, etc. And I was gonna spread that out in like 20 videos, but I was just like, no, I'll just make one big video and just compile all that type of stuff of just how I did it stuff and etc. So when it comes to Monstrology, you have to do the side quest in Ravenwood and just get yourself started in Monstrology. And that whole leads up to a whole quest line and just you trying to level up and what's the best way, everything like that, you know? So when it comes to me, I think I enjoyed it for a little bit. And the only time I think I enjoyed it is when we had the member benefit. Beyond that, I think it's not that fun to do, because if you have the member benefit and you also have the Crowns Elixir, that basically makes it super easy and you only have to do like 1 or 2 fights whenever you're collecting certain animus, especially boss animus. Makes it super easy and you don't have to just grind the hell out of the boss for like 10 times or like 15 times, depending on the enemy, obviously. Because if it's like Mouster or like the Devourer, it's gonna cost a lot of animus. While if you were just to do like the Jade Oni, it's gonna cost like nothing. So I feel like the way that they're going about this with the extracts and stuff like that, they're kind of being vague with them. I feel like they're being weird about it. And I'm really just waiting for them to release an extract for like Ghost Dog or the Shedder, like certain enemies like that. I would have been proud if they did, but I have asked already and I still haven't heard a response. So still waiting for me to extract Ghost Dog and put that in my house. But it's kind of a good concept, I guess. Whenever you're trying to collect stuff and just leave them in your house, I guess it's mainly for decorating. You can definitely do that. And I know some people do the summon TCs. There's even plenty of videos regarding those on YouTube. And you can definitely do those. You can definitely get into just having treasure cards of certain TCs. Like some people have like Summon Mouse or the Undying. Obviously you can't get like expels for certain bosses such as Mouser. That would be stupid OP, because then you could just shred through a boss like nothing. But what's kind of good is there's some types where you can get expel cards, and you can actually give those to like your low level character or give them to other people, so when they're questing they just have to cast a spell and just one shots the enemy. It's kind of broken as you think about it, but they're not as needed, because once you get to a certain point in the game, you just basically one-shot stuff. So they're good for like certain fights, I guess, and just even being able to summon certain enemies to help you with fighting. I feel like that's kind of cool, but it reminds me a lot of Myth School, because Myth summons minions like crazy. They're basically a minion school. They have different forms and stuff like that of minions, and that just basically reminds me of it. And I think the power pips even work with Monstrology for Myth. So it's definitely Myth orientated, but it is still kind of interesting how they went about this, just being able to have enemies, like your favorite enemies if you want to say, and being able to put these in your house. I think that was like the main interest for me. Since I liked Mushu, I went for all the enemies or certain enemies in Mushu, and I just put those in my house. Got some samurais from the Lost Pages event that I can put in my house, and then some Jade Onis because there is an extract for it, which is perfect, so I can have those in my house. So the only reason I would see mainly people do Monstrology is for the housing aspect. Obviously the trading scene is a thing. So some people actually farm like the Devourer, like tough enemies where he just requires a lot of animus, and it's actually tough. Like for example, Malister, he is kind of annoying to get animus on. So there's some people out there who actually farm it and they sell it for empowers. So that's what I meant by the whole trading scene of Monstrology, and there's definitely a lot of people who do that. It makes it easier for other people who just want to have it in their house. Like some people even give out codes and stuff for it, which is kind of insane to think about. But you can spend those crowns on just using triple Monstrology elixir and then wait for the double Monstrology weekend and combine that and just do the fight like 2 times. So it's really up to people who do that type of stuff. So those are like the main factors of Monstrology. Expelling cards on enemies so you can just one-shot them. Having them as your housing guest, which most people usually do. I think even like the popular houses even have those. It's personal preference at the end of the day. And then also being able to summon them as treasure cards. So those are the main things. And I feel like the treasure cards are somewhat useful depending on the situation, but I don't think most people would need this. Monstrology is one of those things that's optional. It's like gardening and like crafting. You don't have to do these things, but you can get into them like towards the end game. Crafting is like a iffy thing. Some people don't do it and just obviously get like at around level 60, they just get waterworks gear. Me on the other hand, I'm one of those people like, you should do crafting. You should definitely craft the Winter Tusk gear instead of just wasting time on waterworks, because you don't need to do waterworks. So it's like those things people have for opinions. And Monstrology, in my opinion, I think you shouldn't need to do it. If you really want to have like for housing stuff, go for it. If you want to have them for like summoning minions, go for it. But you're rarely gonna see people actually use those TCs, because I don't think I've ever had a fight other than like me doing it in test realm and just testing some stuff where minions are actually useful. And the only reason I used a minion or like a summon spell that you can use for Monstrology, such as I think I used a summon spell from Avalon for like one of the dragons, and I used it in a video only because I had to test Sprite Swarm. Beyond that, there was no reason for me to use them. I can see why it would help out certain people, but generally not it. So the only reason, in my opinion, if you should do Monstrology are those 3 things. And I know some people say, what about the Monster Dome? Yeah, you can definitely do Monstrology for the Monster Dome and just have like certain enemies in there and collect your own, like, basically some people have it so you could fight like 4 elephants, all like Jade Oni, Death Oni, War Oni, and then Plague Oni, all in one fight, which is kind of interesting. I might even do that as like a video, maybe, who knows. But those are like the only reasons I see people doing those types of things. But beyond that, I don't think you guys need to do it. It's not game changing. It's not going to affect your gameplay in any sort of way. Like that's like, you need to do this for feature questing, and that. No, it's not that deep. While crafting, on the other hand, people use it for Dragoon, people use it for waterworks, or not waterworks, people use it for the level 56 crafted gear. Gardening, people use it for mega snacks to make pets, to get empowers, stuff like that, and like reagents. There's many reasons to do that. But Monstrology, don't need to do it. But that's gonna be it for the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed and got to see like your own little opinion about this. I didn't want to prolong this video too long, just because I was going to make them into separate videos, but like I said, I didn't want to make a whole like series of Monstrology. I've even had thumbnails just sitting on my desktop for months on end of just me making like extracts for all the elephants, and I was just gonna have a whole series where I just collect all the elephants. But I generally don't think I want to do that anymore. I've been sitting with the footage for months now, and I think it's just better if I have one video just talking about Monstrology, because I don't think I'm gonna do anything in Monstrology related until they ever release an extract for Ghost Dog or the Shedder. So till then, I don't think I'm gonna go beyond that. But if you do enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that type of stuff. Join Discord down below, like I said. Hopefully trying to get to 300 members in the Discord. But we'll see. I think we're like at 250 at the moment, so who knows. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.